Thank you, Michelle. In our top stories, tender irregularities suspects appear in court in Limpopo and road closures for the Soweto derby. Good morning, I am Lulu Gabu with the news at 11 on SAFM. The Hawks have released the names of the 2 people arrested in the Bembe area by the anti-corruption task team appointed after the intervention team took over 5 departments in Limpopo last year. The Hawks spokesperson Paul Ramaloko says they are the Bembe District Municipal Revenue Manager Patricia Sigidi and RM Tabiso Trading Director Maggie Manyama. Ramaloko says Sigidi allegedly received kickbacks from Manyama, who was awarded a tender by the municipality. He says the 2 appeared in the Thohoyandou Magistrates Court yesterday.
We yesterday arrested the manager of revenue within the Vembe municipality, Patricia Sigidi. We also arrested her accomplice, Maggie Manyama, the director of RM Tabiso Trading. They were released on 5,000 bail each. Their case is postponed to next year, the 8th of February.
Azapo is expected to take stock of its achievements as part of the opposition as it starts its 2-day midterm conference in Johannesburg this morning. The party has since rejected the DA's call to form a united front wherein its members will have a dual membership. Its 2-day meeting will look at ways of popularizing the party and its brand. Party spokesperson Khauntibali Nodoba explains.
We will be looking at internal issues of the organization. Since the mandate that the leadership had 2 years ago of repositioning Azapo as a thought leader in the politics of the country, in terms of growing Azapo and growing the brand Azapo, what is the success that Azapo is doing? Is Azapo doing inroads in terms of our communities? Azapo will also be looking at what we call the politics of cooperation of the opposition parties in parliament. Is this cooperation working for us? Should we continue with it or should we disengage?
1 man has died in a shack fire in the Nomzamo informal settlement in the Strand on the Cape Peninsula. Fire and rescue spokesperson Theo Lane says 2 other people were left displaced. He says they did not sustain any injuries.
During the early hours of this morning, we responded to Nomzamo. That will be Michael Street in Nomzamo, where we had 1 wooden iron structure that had burnt, leaving 2 people displaced. Adult male sustained fatal burns. The cause of the fire at this stage is unknown.
The late Free State Health MEC Fezi Ngubentombi has been described as a remarkable leader who never failed to put people first. Mourners are paying tribute to Ngubentombi as one who upheld government's principle of Batupili. Ngubentombi was killed last week together with her bodyguard in a car crash near Bloemfontein. The SABC's Noma Bolani reports.
A tribute from her children moved the crowd as her eldest son, Kaya, described his mother as a loving woman. He says Ngubentombi was more than a mother. She was a friend, a counselor, and a teacher. Kaya says his mother's dedication to her work sets an example for them to work hard and give back to the community. Noma Bolani, SABC News, Sasolburg.
Roads have been closed off around the FNB Stadium in the south of Johannesburg ahead of the much-anticipated Soweto derby. The match starts at 3:30 and fans are being advised to arrive at the stadium at least an hour before kickoff. There is parking available at the stadium and also alternative parking at Nasrec Showgrounds and Shareworld. Roads affected include the Soweto Highway, Nasrec Road, Rifle Range Road and certain sections of the M1 and N1 freeways. Gauteng traffic spokesperson Obed Sibasa.
There will be traffic disruptions in Nasrec due to road closures in the vicinity of FNB Stadium. That's because of the match between Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. Closures will be until after the match. Vehicles found to be obstructing traffic will be towed away. You will have to pay a fine to get your car. Fans also advised to use public passenger transport. Ria Via, Metro Bus and the trains will be running from 12. That will alleviate traffic congestion.
And finally, further afield, SADC leaders are meeting for the second day at the Tanzanian capital, Dar es Salaam, to discuss a number of political and security issues affecting some countries in the region. The insurgent attacks by the M23 rebel group in the eastern DRC is topping the agenda. Yesterday, DRC President Joseph Kabila met with the SADC Troika chairperson, President Jakaya Kikwete of Tanzania, and his counterparts, President Jacob Zuma and Namibian President Hifikepunye Pohamba. The four leaders discussed the temporary truce in the eastern Congo and the demands raised by the M23 rebel leaders to have face-to-face talks with President Kabila. Other issues under discussion is the progress made in the implementation of political and security reforms in Zimbabwe, the state of SADC's mediation role in Madagascar's political impasse between the current government and opposition leaders will also be evaluated. Recapping the top story, the Hawks have released the names of the 2 people arrested in the Bembe area by the anti-corruption task team appointed after the intervention team took over 5 departments in Limpopo last year. The next news bulletin is at noon. For SAFM, I'm Lulu Gabu.